Welcome to A Mason's Work, the podcast where we review Masonic symbols and illustrate how they can be used to solve problems in everyday life. With your host, Brian Mattox, a proud member of the Craftsman Online Media Network.
This week we've covered a lot of ground. We've named the loneliness and isolation that lives in a full life and the specific appearance of moving through a room full of people that maybe don't even actually know you. We talked about the normal fiction that we use as a clamp that keeps it that way and that keeps the world safe. We got into the practice of slaying the slightly truer thing, what that costs and what that landscape looks like when we start doing that. Yesterday we added something important, a little bit of caution that as you start to open up, you become someone who says real things in real conversations. The people around you will start to do the same. And your job in that side of the exchange is not to fix or advise or judge or take everything that comes back and turn it into ammunition against yourself. Allowing someone their truth is the other half of the skill. You can't ask for one without offering the other. Today, we're going to close the week by talking about what accumulates when you do all of this consistently. Not perfectly, consistently. Here's what changes first. The energy. We spent all of last week mapping the cost of the masking that we do, that invisible ledger, the transactions that post automatically every time you calibrate and adjust and suppress. When the masking starts to come down in the relationships that matter most to you, the cost drops. It's not instant. Gradually, as trust builds and the performance requirement decreases, the cost goes down. It'll take a minute, but you'll notice it. The conversations that used to leave you in a place where you needed that time in isolation to recover start to feel less like that. You'll talk all night and realize that you're not tired, or you feel like you have so much more that you wanted to say that you didn't have time to get into. You'll say something awful, real, and the world didn't end. You let someone in your life see something true about yourself, and they stuck around. Now, we were pointing at a lot of this in the very first episode of this week. That friend that you don't have to perform for, or that flow state where everything is aligned. Those weren't exceptional experiences reserved for like lucky, once-in-a-lifetime moments. You need to think of those like previews. Those were your nervous system showing you what's available when the weight comes off. This work builds towards more and more of that, more in your relationships. And as you get more plumb in your self-expression, the quality of your relationships goes up. And when you have a relationship built on that mutual honesty, the person that you're meeting is a person rather than a mask. They develop a capacity to help you bear your load. Now, that's not do the work for you. It's not fix your stuff. It's help you carry the weight. It can hold arguments. Relationships like that can hold an argument without breaking. They can hold a disagreement without a separation. It can hold silence without filling it. It can hold one of you needing help and the other one being there to share without fixing it, without trying to make it something that it isn't. This capacity is what makes relationships. It's where you find the place where true belonging comes from. And you might say, why are we talking about this in a self-improvement podcast? Why are we talking about this in a Masonic podcast? Most men find out too late that they've been living a staged version of themselves. And they only find out way late in their life that this really well-articulated mask of a person that they've built can't always be held up. You don't have infinite energy to maintain the facade of who you think everyone else likes best. There will be times when the real you leaks out. And if it's not on purpose and not with intention, the only time the real you leaks out is when it's the bad stuff. When it's you're in pain and you lash out. You're upset and you get nasty. And you don't know why. You feel off. All that kind of stuff comes from this lack of self-understanding and the ability to be vulnerable with other people. And it creates this isolation. We're trying to move through all of that and build relationships that matter, that stand the test of time, that help you grow so you can have those peak experiences become your everyday experience. Here's your charge for the weekend. Pick one relationship, one person who's already in your life, somebody in your inner circle, a long-term friend, brother, partner. Think about what the most honest version of where you are right now would sound like if you said it to that person. If you said your truth. Get clear on what the slightly truer version of yourself is and practice in little bits saying it out loud. Because the man who knows what he would say, if he could say anything, is already closer to saying it than not. We'll be back next week.
The views represented in this podcast are those of the speaker alone and are not representative of any grand or subordinate lodge.
Hi, Brian here. I wanted to thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you have any suggestions or guidance for further episodes you'd like to see or hear, whatever the case may be, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at amasonswork.com, and we will try and incorporate your suggestions into a future recording. Thanks.
Freemasonry teaches us that the true work is within, a lifelong journey of reflection, discipline, and discovery. At A Mason's Work, we help Masons bring out their best selves through meaningful self-inquiry and symbolic practice. From personal reflection to lodge engagement, we offer tools that turn symbols into action. Visit us at amasonswork.com. The work is within. The time is now.